Well, how's things? Look, I'm down here by this beautiful river today. This is where I'm shooting today's video. Today's video is actually really passionate. Something I'm really passionate about, and I'm just going to get straight into. And it's about really how we stop being a victim and how we can change our lives by asking the questions we ask ourselves in a different way. I spoke about previously about the talk I wrote, and I've started delivering that, and it's something I'm moving into. It's a direction I'm moving towards every day, even by every video I post, every social media post I post. It's me moving a step further into that direction. And the name of the talk I wrote is Kill the Voice, Become the Victor. And really, in essence, I might change the title of that, by the way, but it's about killing the voice in your head of negative self-talk and becoming the victor of your own life, taking control. A lot of people I speak to, when they're telling me about where they are in their lives, will often lead it with a negative, victim-led question. So they will say things to me like, for example, why am I not in a job that I love? Why do my relationships always break down? Why am I putting on weight when I'm training? Why does my mother always speak to me like I'm 7 years old and yet I'm in my 30s? So there's lots of these questions, and they're all victim-led questions, where if we try and change the questions we ask ourselves, we will find then that it empowers us and gives us a better understanding to the answers to these questions. So for example, I would always say, change the why questions to either what or how questions. So if you're asking yourself, why am I in a job that I don't like anymore? Then what you need to do is, what can I do to ensure then that in the next year, 2 years, that I can move into a job that I want to do? Or how can I go about making changes to my life that I can move into this other job? Is it about money? So really, by asking the what or how questions, you're empowering yourself to find the answers. Because the answers will lie within you. It's just how you ask yourself the question. You're like, why am I doing this? Why is this job going the way it is and I'm not doing where I want to be? Ask yourself a different question. Ask yourself a what or a how question. And then it empowers you then to go and look for the answer. See, it applies to all these questions we ask ourselves. You know, why is my relationships always fail? How can I ensure then that I make changes that my next relationship will be successful, or that I am a better person to my partner in order for my relationship to succeed? Why is my fitness where it not needs to be? How can I ensure then that my nutrition is right, that my fitness is going to be better, or I'm going to lose weight? So we change the way we ask ourselves the questions, which empowers us. And when we start to ask ourselves a how or a what question, we then need to log into our brain, which is like the cosmic Google, to find the answer. And I always say the answer always lies within. So the why questions are projecting you away from looking into yourself to find the answers to why you're not where you need to be. Why? So change the question and find the answer. But a way of doing this, we as people have stopped writing things down, so we can get overwhelmed as to if you're not where you want to be. So say you're not in a job that you want to be in, and you go, Jesus, why am I not in this job? But then you start to ask yourself, how can I ensure then that I make changes to be in a job that I want to be? So you have a plan. So start to write your plan down, start to put things down on paper. When you ask yourselves these questions, the how or what questions, it then triggers your brain. You have to go inside, internal, and seek the answers. So start to write them down on paper. You wouldn't go, say you're building a house, and you show a builder a plot of land, and you say, here, I want this here house built here. Gonna look. And the builder's like, right, no problem, I'm gonna start tomorrow. All right, can I see the plans? No, don't worry about it, it's all up here. I'm gonna say, no, I need to see the plans, and I need to see it in paper. So it's the same when we're making changes to our lives. And we start to ask ourselves empowering questions. Where then when you're looking for the answer, start to write it down. Because a lot of our anxieties and stresses and stuff, when we feel overwhelmed by when we're trying to find the answer. So if you start to write things down, you start to make more sense of it. And it starts to let you then, it puts you in control. Because the answer will be with you and you taking control of the situation. So instead of always asking that, why is this always happening to me? Why am I not getting the pay raise I want? Ask yourself, what can I do to make sure then that next year when the pay rises have been given out or the promotions have been given out, I'm the first in line? And then start to write down what you need to change in the work in order to make sure you get that promotion. Why is my relationship been so difficult and it's fallen apart? How can I really go about improving my relationship to show my partner that I love them? Start to write down what you can do, what you can change about that. So you're empowering yourself to take control. Why does my mum always speak to me like I'm still a child when I'm an adult? How can I sit down with my mum and get her to see that the way she speaks to me is unacceptable because I am an adult? So you write down the answers and then you figure it out, because your brain will have the answers. You will have the answers internal. It's just how you ask yourself the question. And it's about empowering yourself to get those answers. So change the why to what or how. Start to write it down, figure it out, and implement and action it. And then you will start to be the victor and stop being the victim. I hope that helps.